This is my point, is that those were brands, but now what comes to mind when you say Noodleberg? There is an emotion that's attached. I would ask, I believe everybody has one word that describes them.
The first thing that person did was Google my name. Do you guys know what happens when you Google your name? What the first results are?
Thankfully to our father, who was one of the first ones to do it, I think your LinkedIn pops up.
LinkedIn is number one.
Yeah, it is.
That's the first. Your LinkedIn profile is the first thing that pops up.
Google recognizes it as new data every day.
Do you know what your second one is?
Facebook.
Your Instagram profile, not your Facebook profile.
Yep, that's correct.
So, and I will tell you, like, I wouldn't say that I've necessarily dominated my Instagram, Facebook, or my Instagram profile with content, but those were the first two things that popped up for them. So they went, right? They go. Now, I've built a brand there. Thanks to you, thanks to what we teach and what we do. I've built brand in both of those places. What does that really mean? What does it mean to build brand? I'm going to ask you guys that question.
I would love to.
What does that mean? What am I doing? How am I building a brand?
He's salivating.
So you're not building a brand, you're sharing the brand. You are the sum of all of your thoughts and actions and behaviors, and that creates an emotion in other people that they either like or don't like. So, where you eat and what you drive, there's an emotion attached to that. It comes down to individuals. Now, we never had the tools to share with an audience or with people our own brand. It was like whatever business you had, that was the brand. It was on the door. I want to do an exercise with you guys. If I were to say to you, fast food hamburgers, what would you say? McDonald's owns that brand.
Right.
That only happened because they kept sharing with you where this leader, this is who we are, right? Now this is a funny one because I used to do this exercise and say, who owns overnight delivery?
FedEx.
But
it's Amazon. Now it's Amazon.
Right. But you know what's funny in my brain? When you said it, FedEx still owns it for me.
No shot.
So this is my point, is that those were brands, but now what comes to mind when you say Noodleberg?
Right.
There is an emotion that's attached. I would ask, I believe everybody has one word that describes them. If you understand what your word is, the power is relentless. So I would ask people, why me? And they would go, dude, when you walk in the room, there's more energy than I've ever seen. We love when you're around, whatever. So I own the word energy. I want people to know that when they hear Noodleberg, they associate it with energy.
You have an opportunity for when somebody Googles your name to have what you want there. And if you're not at a minimum taking advantage of that, you're missing a massive opportunity. Now, then you could be maniacs like we are and have to figure out the best way to do everything and have to figure out like the right process.
So let me tell you a story.
But you don't have to do that to still take advantage of the fact that somebody's going to Google your name and the top two things that are going to show up are going to be LinkedIn and Instagram.
This started years ago before social media. I was doing some work for a guy, Rich Rogers, who we all know. And Rich Rogers said to me, because we had gotten hired by his insurance company to do some marketing work. And he said, I only want to do business with CEOs to play golf. And I was like, all right, when you're done smoking the weed, come back and ask me a serious question. And it kept me up at night. I was like, what if that was the root of all good business? If you could just market to those people, find a way to just because he had a relevant conversation. He was a golf enthusiast. He was great at it. He was a good teacher. And that was
an entire networking
the commonality was golf. What did we do? We went back and built a physical event long before social media that was him inviting CEOs to a club that they couldn't get to on their own. Boom. And he built an entire business on just because it was golf first.
Yeah.
Are you a CEO? Do you like golf? Do you want to get better? Yeah. Wow. Commonality. Oh, and by the way, who you doing insurance with?
Right.
Not leading with, oh, we have the best rates. Oh, we have this is we're going to save you, whatever. That's how business is being done now.